For more episodes of the Games4all podcast, check out our website, www.games4allpodcast.com.
You can also follow us at twitter.com/Games4all, or check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Games4all podcast.
The Games4all podcast is brought to you in association with HostGator. For all your web host needs, check out hostgator.com. Hello and welcome to the Games4all podcast, end of year special 2011. I'm your host Dan Young. With me as always is my good friend
James Craigie.
Okay, well unfortunately Michelle couldn't make it tonight, but we have some very special guests with us. Fellow podcasters and all-round awesome folk. Aaron, Van, Josh and Zam from the Underground Geek Network. Hello guys.
Hey.
Hello.
What's going on?
Not much. Okay, so Aaron, you're the kind of head honcho over there at UGN. Can you just inform our good listeners of kind of what you guys do, what the show's about, and because I'm sure there are probably some people who have not listened to you guys yet. So
there may be, and I do claim to be the host, as crappy of a job as I do at it. Basically, what we do, we're the Underground Geek Network, and we cover all things geeky. We cover video games, anime, manga, superheroes, comic books, things of that sort. So pretty much, if anybody has anything. If they have any interest in anything geeky, then they might find a home at our podcast. You can find us at undergroundgeeknetwork.com. Check us out at UGeekNetwork on Twitter, and U is a letter. And also, we do have an email address, undergroundgeeknetwork@gmail.com.
Awesome, well
couldn't
done.
have put it better myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I really couldn't. I've tried.
Yeah.
That was pretty much the best it's going to be.
Well done. Okay, so it's our end of year show. It's going to be very different from our usual format. We'll be talking about a lot of what's happened over the year, taking a look back, the highs, the lows, various news stories, things that we've enjoyed, and also we've got our second annual Games4all Awards that we're going to be talking about later on. So that's going to be interesting. We've people have been voting, so interesting times ahead.
The person has been voting.
Yeah. Okay, but first, usually what we do at the start of the show, we'd be talking about what we've been playing. But we thought it'd be a bit more interesting to kind of talk about what games we wish we'd bought this year, what games we wish we hadn't bought this year, and what game we wish we'd finished this year. So I'll go first. Basically, what game I wish I had bought was pretty tricky to figure out, but I'm kind of going to go somewhere between GoldenEye Reloaded, Need for Speed The Run, and actually I do feel like I could have easily sat and played through Batman Arkham City. Yeah. And, so that's mine there. For what game I wish I hadn't bought, that's a fucking long list, to be honest. We've got Bulletstorm straight up the top there.
Oh, God.
Now, I know
Zumba
people
Fitness?
Oh, yeah. Fucking, yeah, I forgot that one. Jesus. Zumba Fitness. No, although some of you guys may disagree with Duke Nukem Forever.
I do disagree. I had a blast playing that.
Really? Okay. Well,
after the update, of course.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe I'll give that another spin. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah,
you're not ever going to give that another spin.
No, who am I kidding? And Homefront, because I pretty much, other than a few really interesting gritty moments as far as the story goes, that was kind of shit. So yeah, very big letdown. What game I wish I'd finished from this year? I think the big one's probably L.A. Noire.
Yeah,
I got really far into that and actually really enjoyed it. And despite some of the flaws and stuff, but actually really got into the game. Just kind of haven't got back around to playing it. So that's mine.
Why was that so hard to finish, L.A. Noire? I know a lot of people who haven't finished it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I got right up to pretty much the last bunch of cases and kind of never really kind of got any further. I don't know. I think a whole bunch more games came out very shortly after, and then it was just we were just bombarded by awesome games.
Yeah, it's usually.
I think that's pretty much the problem. I think.
Yeah.
But okay, James, you're next. What have you got?
What game I wish I bought? Probably top of the list is Uncharted 3.
Ooh, yeah.
Because everybody's been saying how awesome that is. I'm surrounded by people at work saying how awesome it is, but the reason I didn't buy it was pretty much because I still kind of need to finish the first two.
Yeah, that would help.
So maybe next year, if I finish the other two.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like top of my list. The other one there is Zelda Skyward Sword.
Yeah, I'm surprised you picked that up actually.
Again, I probably will do, but you know,
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really pay a lot of attention to the Wii. A lot of people don't these days.
no.
I think it's kind of like it's the one big game that's come out for it recently, and I'm sure it's sold pretty well, but it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
You've got two other consoles in your house, so not big fun. You're buying games for those more than anything. So makes sense.
Game I bought but wish I hadn't. This is a pretty hard one for me because I tend to sort of be very selective about what I buy.
Mm-hmm.
I forgo a lot of stuff for stuff that I know that I'll like.
Yeah.
But I think the game that let me down the most, it's not so much for the game itself, but it's just for
replayability
and everything. It was probably Space Marine, Warhammer 40,000 game.
Yeah.
It was cool, but it was like really, really short. I finished it in like an afternoon and a morning.
Mm. And you're not really much of a multiplayer, kind of online multiplayer.
No, not really. And
fair enough.
they're not making a sequel, so it's like,
yeah, it's
what's the point?
Pointless. All right.
Game I wish I'd finished, Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Ah, yeah.
See, it's one of these games which
I think it's on a lot of people's lists.
It is
Yeah.
on people's
Yeah.
lists.
It's an awesome game,
Took
and it's one of those games I'm like, yeah, I really want to play this, but this is coming out,
Yeah,
so I'll put it to
same.
the side
Yeah,
for a bit,
exactly.
and then
Yeah.
this came out and that came out, so
Damn.
I will endeavour to try and finish it.
Okay,
in some way or
well,
form.
well, interesting list you got there. Okay, well, we'll go with Aaron next.
Game I wish that I bought but didn't. Technically, it's not true because I did buy it, but I took it back. Saints Row the Third.
Ooh.
I love the first one. I love the second one, and I was looking forward to the third one. But when it showed up, I realized that I had so many games I wasn't going to get to it. So why not just buy it a couple months down the road? So
yeah, I
kind
guess,
of sent it back. I'm like, I'll buy it when it's $30. It'll be the same game then.
That's a fun game. It's a fun game.
I've heard great things, nothing but great things about it.
Yeah.
So I do wish I would have bought it and kept it and played it, but there's just so many other games. Game I'm feeling the most regret about buying and keeping and actually playing, Rage, which I was let down by that quite a bit. It was a game where I didn't know too much about it, and then there was a big hype right before the release. I bought it at release, played it, didn't fall in love with it. I'm only about like 6 hours into it, and I'm still not. If a game doesn't catch you in 6 hours, then you're probably not going to get caught up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So I'm sitting here like, should I even bother? But it's a regret for me. I wish I would have waited and maybe bought it when it went on sale or something down the road, not purchased it new release. Game that I finished. Wish I finished, but I hadn't. Probably 90% of my DS games because I don't play them very often.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of DS games. I stocked up on my DS library over the year, and there's a lot of games such as the Shadow Warrior, the Ghost Recon Shadow Warrior, just pretty much anything for the DS that's come out in the past year. I haven't finished it, and I have it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, cool. Okay, so we'll go to Van next.
All right. Game that I bought and wish I hadn't. I'm going to say Sneak King. Just because... Well, the really bad thing is that I actually used to own a copy, so I bought it again. So, I don't know if...
That counts. It's not this year's game, but you bought it.
It's not this year, but
so
I've only bought in 3 games this year, so it's the only thing I can go with.
Yeah, that's
So I
fine.
have to
That's
do it.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game
Okay.
that I wish that I'd finished is Pokemon Black. And I'm thinking about going back and finishing that up, which is a DS game, so I guess I can tie that in with Aaron.
Black
And
and
then
up. Good.
For the game that I wish I bought, I'm going to kind of cheat here because I technically bought it, but I bought it for my wife, and I wish I'd bought a copy for myself so I could have played it a lot more, and that's going to be Skyrim.
Good choice, yeah.
So I bought it for my wife, and I've gotten to play about 10 hours of it.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then. So Josh, what are your choices?
Okay, let's see. Sorry. Game
It's like when he's ordering food.
I have a
Try to make a deal
I
with
have a
him now. Come on.
I have a hard time. I want the whole menu, and I
I
can't
have these
it.
vouchers.
The game I wish I bought but didn't is it's funny because of Aaron's answer. I'm gonna have Rage for this one. I wish I'd
Yeah.
bought Rage because I it being an ID Software title, the first in years, I was pretty excited being sort of an old school gamer.
Yeah.
And I just had to, I was like, oh, I have to get that, and then I didn't. So I've
Fair
actually only bought one game this year, and that's Skyrim. So
Okay.
The rest of them you downloaded.
shut the fuck up. Okay. Anyway, and then so as a result, game I bought but felt instant regret would be none, since I only bought Skyrim, and I definitely don't regret that.
Okay.
And then a game
Fair
I
enough.
haven't finished but wish I did is also Deus Ex.
Yeah. I can tell that's
And
gonna
I
be a lot.
think that, I think that
That
'cause
was
it
that was my choice aside from my bunch of 3DS games that I haven't finished.
yeah,
So
because it's a great game. I think
Mhm.
most people would agree. It just
it's an excellent game by all means. It just doesn't, for some reason, lend itself to being finished for some reason.
I don't
Well,
think anyone's finished it.
Yeah.
Wait,
No.
I don't know.
bad timing, I think. It's just-
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate.
It's one of those games you kind of set aside for later when you've got more
Yeah.
time.
But there's never that much more time.
No.
Ever. Yeah, it's a shame.
yeah.
Anyway. Okay, Zom, you're up next. What are your choices?
Let's see. Game I wish I bought, but I didn't. There's too many to name. I mean, anybody
Try.
who's listened to our show with any frequency probably knows that I never have any money, so there's always games that I wish that I had bought, or I wish I'd bought but didn't. All the Assassin's Creed games I still need to get.
Yeah.
Particularly excited about the most recent one.
Today's Assassin's
Oh.
Creed Day on Amazon, and they're all on sale.
Ah,
That will help nobody who listens to this.
I
I just got done shopping like for Christmas, so I'm like all tapped out as far as money that I can sort of spend on whatever. So I'm probably not even gonna look because then I'll just be too tempted. I still need to get a 3DS so I can get the Ocarina of Time 3DS.
Yeah.
And at some point I may buy a Wii so I can get Skyward Sword. That would be the
Yeah,
only reason I would
yeah.
ever get a Wii.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, to be honest, lately there's not been awful lot of cracking titles on the Wii. To be fair, so
Zumba Fitness is doing well.
all right.
Game I
Stop ringing.
bought.
You
Game I
mean Zumba
bought.
Fitness 2?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
No, Zumba Fitness 2 is not doing so
Oh,
well.
okay, thank God. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
That's alright.
Are you apologizing to me?
What the?
Do I care about that?
What the
Game I
hell's
bought-
happening?
And felt instant regret. I usually don't, because I usually look up the reviews for games and what people say about it, which I know that you shouldn't. If you think a game looks good or don't get it, then you just should. I'm aware of that, but I like to see what people say about it, and because sometimes there's things that people will say that would matter to you,
Yeah.
like glitches or problems with the game, or
Yeah,
that it was
yeah.
totally different from like the last one in the series or this sort of thing that would be relevant. So I usually look at those, and I don't usually end up buying games that I regret. I did get a couple years ago. I did get Phoenix Wright for the DS, Trials and Tribulations, because my brother said it was a really fun series, and I was like, well, I don't really like mystery solving type games, but maybe this is sort of a different thing. I told him, I was like, I don't really like games like that. He's like, no, it's really fun, and the game kind of helps you. And honestly, like, once I got past the initial sort of tutorial part of the game, I had to look at a walkthrough to get through any of the next parts, just because once it
sounds
started,
Was it that hard to follow?
for me it was, yeah. It
Sounds
was just
awesome.
like, I don't know, I'm just terrible when it comes to this sort of stuff. It made me feel really dumb, and I would end up getting frustrated that I didn't figure out the answer. And even when I did look at the walkthrough and see what thing I was supposed to present or what piece of evidence, I still was like, how does that, I don't even see how that's related at all. And I was just get even more frustrated and upset, and
And
so
then
I
cry into a pillow. And And take it back to GameStop for credit.
Yeah.
That's just you, Aaron. But so I ended up trading that in for something else. And game that I haven't finished, but I wish I did. I sort of have a bad habit of not finishing games as well, so
It's a good habit to have, because then you always have a reason to go back and play them.
right, yeah. See, I have a weird thing where like I don't like finishing games because then the game is over and I'm kind of sad about it. If that
And
makes
then you
any
cry into a
sense.
pillow.
No, that's just you, Dan.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I still haven't finished Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
Like I'm all
What
the way
fuck?
I'm all the way at the very end, like the final boss. Like
See,
beating the
I
boss
have
fight,
a confession to make.
but I haven't.
Final
I
Fantasy
haven't beat him.
VII made me cry twice
Into a pillow.
into a pillow.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I can see
actually.
that. Yeah.
Crying yourself
one-
to sleep.
One was spoilers, but Ares dying actually brought a tear to my eye, and the second one was when I actually finished it and it was all over. And I just felt so depressed. I sat there. Like,
It shouldn't be spoilers, I think.
Because at that time, you didn't realize that they're going to milk that Final Fantasy for the next 5
No.
or 10 years.
True. But at the time, it was just kind of like I was distraught. I hung around in my PJs eating ice cream and
Crying into pillows.
yeah.
Whatever
You like
pillow
pillows,
was
don't you, James? They're
pillow
was
your
just
ultimate
nearby, and
security.
I don't have
Alright.
a bed. I just have a big pile of pillows.
Yeah.
They're slightly
His-
soggy.
Hiding behind them.
his
and
bed
such.
is just pillows. There's not a mattress.
Salty
No.
pillows. That sounds wrong.
Salty pillows.
Yeah.
Salty pillows.
Oh, dear.
For numerous
Ah.
different reasons.
Okay, maybe we should take a break. Jesus. That's a
we all
conversation that's
start
getting
crying.
way out of hand. Okay. Well, thank you for listening to this segment of the show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, James is going to talk about his favourite news stories of this year, and we're going to kind of talk a little bit about something that's happened recently in way of the VGAs, the Video Game Awards. So we'll be back after this quick break. Hello and welcome back to the Games4all podcast, end of year special 2011. We're now going to talk about, well, James has picked 5 of his top news stories from 2011, and we're just going to kind of talk a little bit about each one of them. So, go ahead.
Okay, first off, it's not really a news story.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Hang on.
But we can't really talk about the last year without mentioning Project Tabasco, our own
Oh,
little
okay. Yeah.
addition to
Yeah.
game
It was
journalism.
ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if you guys have
I'll
seen
go down
that.
in history.
Yeah, explain what happened there.
Basically, we never got any emails. We
Yeah.
still don't get any emails.
No, I know it's rare. At best.
And I decided on air, without thinking about it, it's like, oh, if we get 10 emails by next week's show, I'll drink a shot of Tabasco straight.
Mm.
That's fine. And
Like you do.
well, yeah, like I do.
I'm sort of trying to figure out the logic in that, but okay, yeah.
So I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. How many emails did we get in the end? It was about 20 odd, wasn't it?
30 something. Yeah.
Basically, Dan had done this huge campaign because he was desperate to get me to drink the Tabasco.
That's true,
so
yeah. That
he
may
was
have,
like
that may have
all
contributed.
over Facebook, all over
Twitter
and everything.
I think I put some stuff on Ustream as well, yeah.
Yeah, so it ended up I had to do like 3 triples or 2 triples.
I think the thing was, it was like, I mean, I'd play the clip if I had it, but like, you said you'd do a shot, and then like, you kind of regretted saying it afterwards because you knew I was going to kind of
Yeah.
make it happen. And
But-
then you kind of made it worse for yourself because like a few days before you did it, it was like, oh yeah, well maybe I could, do a couple. Maybe I can make it a double. And you're like, no, fuck it, I can do 2 doubles. And then it was like a fucking single, double, and a triple, or some shit. And you're like, I was like, why are you making it worse for yourself? you
Nobody to blame but yourself, Jay.
Exactly. So basically, the story goes that we got more than enough emails, and so I forget which episode it is now, but we kind of we did it as part of the recording. We recorded it as a video as well, so that's also up on our website on the extras page. But like, literally, you're a fucking idiot.
all I'll say about it, mate, is good call on the bucket.
Yeah.
We needed that.
Well, that's true. Actually, before we started filming it was like, okay, I think you're gonna need a bucket, James, and you're like, oh,
no,
yeah,
no, I'll be fine. I'll be
It's like,
fine.
no, get a bucket.
Bucket.
Jesus Christ, man.
Honestly,
Hilarious.
and
And nobody's seen it, they should check it out. It's hilarious.
Mm.
Kudos to Michelle, who is handling the camera, and her epic timing in pulling away from me just as I'm vomiting into the bucket,
That was just fucking
but
wrong,
still
man.
capturing it on the audio
Yeah,
perfectly.
yeah,
And your face.
I know.
Basically, sorry.
No, go on. Yeah.
So basically, Tabasco shots is the secret to getting emails. Then we need to write that down.
Yeah, I mean, give it a go. You have to film
I'll
it
do
though. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
fair
Zom.
Zom's gonna do it. All right.
I love Tabasco.
You heard it
next
here.
I'm signing myself up.
You won't like it for long.
Next year, our email campaign will be I will snort 3 lines of paprika.
Oh my god. are you
Oh
serious?
fuck!
Wow.
Yeah.
I see. I've said that, but now I'm going to cover my ass by saying that was a joke.
Yes, I was also joking, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still do it, but I don't really want to.
You know what? I wouldn't suggest it because it burns coming out both ends.
Season opener. Zom,
Yeah.
Tabasco sauce. All right.
So yeah,
I don't usually have trouble with spicy stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is like nearly a
Let her
pint
think,
of
Let her
Tabasco
think.
I drank.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so we kind of I don't know quite what the hell you were thinking. I just kind of thought, yeah, we had this opportunity to make you look like an ass, so let's go with it because, like, you know, you said it, so you only have yourself to blame. But it's online. It's on our website for everybody to watch. I think it's even on our Facebook page. I think it's everywhere.
Oh, yeah,
So-
I know it's on YouTube as well. I think.
Yeah, probably.
So
on
if,
YouTube.
if more people could watch that, that'd be great.
Okay, so what real news stories from this year have you actually picked?
Right. Well, there's been quite a lot happening, as there is any year. There's a lot happening, but one of the big stories, I should point out that it's been an absolutely shit year for Sony.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They've had a really terrible year. At the beginning of the year, they had this whole big patent lawsuit battle with LG,
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
and all their consoles got seized in Holland or the Netherlands.
Mostly
or-
Europe, I think.
in
Actually.
Europe, yeah. So there was that big thing going on, and we covered that for a lot of time because there was
Yeah.
a lot of backwards and forwards. It was all
Yeah,
you stole our
Sony
stuff
lost a
and-
lot of money. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
PS3s were really hard to find for a few weeks. So
yeah.
yeah,
And then just as they were getting on their feet in that, the PSN went down.
do you think we can all remember that? Yeah,
Yeah. So
the weeks of coverage on
yeah,
that.
yeah. It basically consisted of every week us saying PlayStation Network, yeah, it's still down.
Yeah,
It's still down, and it's up.
no,
It's down.
no,
It's down.
But no, it's crazy. It's a crazy fucking story. I mean, it's you know, hacking and stuff kind of does happen a lot of the time, but this year, so much stuff in ways of hacking has sort of been done. Like
Yeah.
Sony's been pretty much the primary target of a lot of it. So yes,
Yeah, so that's like the biggest news of the year is probably
yeah,
Sony.
we covered weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
I think what's
And
even more unfortunate for Sony is like they've made everybody else in the same market aware of the situation, and like they had the advantage of preparing for it now. like
Yeah.
like Sony took the dive. Everybody else saw Sony's mistakes, and now
Yeah,
they found ways to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Microsoft made a statement like several weeks after it kind of all kicked off and saying about, yep, no, don't worry, Xbox Live's secure and we've got extra stuff put in place now and just to make sure. And yeah, everyone was pretty much up in their security and
Sony
Yeah.
hired that ex-Homeland Security guy.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, slightly overkill, but
Yeah,
And then went down again 2 weeks after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Pretty much. Well, you know,
Yeah, it was our first year of podcasting, you know, and we thought we were gonna have to rename our podcast to like Sony Sucks or something like that because we had to cover it for like 6 straight weeks or something.
yeah, it went on for a while. That's crazy.
and then you had like all these games that were like heavily co-op reliant and all the
I think it was like
was Portal 2.
Yeah,
Two-
Portal 2.
Portal Combat. It was that
yeah,
whole
Portal
sort of...
Dragon Age 2. Not because of it had online components, but because of the whole EA account thing.
Oh yeah.
I think was something to do with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So a lot of people couldn't play games and shit. It's just fucked up.
but
Crazy.
so along the lines of hacking, I think probably the funniest story is North Korea using sort of MMO gold farming to fund their various nefarious shenanigans.
It's quite a strange story. Yeah.
There's all these people who are like being arrested and all that, and they're all part of the I can't remember, it was like the College of Science and Technology and all like funded by the government to clone gold and items and stuff in these MMO games and sell them on to people to try and fund the government. I'm like,
Fucking
it's
hilarious.
genius. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah, that was a crazy story.
That's probably my favourite story. That and the whole Peter having a go at Mario over the Tanuki suit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I actually forgot that. That was only a few weeks ago. Jesus.
Yeah. So
That was ridiculous.
there's been a fair few ridiculous stories,
Yeah.
but
I mean, how long has he been jumping on turtles? And they're just now getting.
Exactly, yeah, no one said shit about that.
But this is kind of like a week or two before or after Skyrim came out, where you're running around killing, skinning wolves, turning them into leather and wearing them. It's fine wolfskin jacket.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, surely there are other games to do it, and it's like, oh no, Mario wears fur.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
The whole thing of him actually like skinning the raccoon and then jumping in its insides. I can't look at him the same.
Yeah.
But the other big sort of rumours and everything, and probably bigger stories, is all this speculation about the next gen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, quite a lot of the year we've spent just kind of talking about
The 720 and
rumors,
PS4.
yeah. Oh my god, yeah. A lot of hours spent talking about that crap.
Yeah, and lots of kind of like inside speculations. Oh yeah, it'll be revealed sort of at the CES next year or E3 next year. Oh, it won't be unveiled until E3 2013, and it'll be out by holidays next year or the year after and whatever. But Epic gave their kind of like input on it by revealing that trailer. They said what they hope the next gen will look like, the Samaritan trailer.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And I'm excited for the next gen. It's going to look like that.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, what do you guys kind of feel about? Because obviously we're kind of quite far into this kind of generation of consoles with the the 360, the PS3, and the Wii, and well, obviously the Wii, we're going to get the Wii U next, so we know where that's going. But like with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, what are your guys sort of take? Do you think it's time for sort of a new console to come, like literally within the next year, or do you think we're a few years away from that?
We were just talking about this the other day. I think we still have a lot of software we can squeeze out of, because all these updates that we're getting allowing us to pretty much essentially turn our consoles into cable boxes and stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
We're having a lot of software updates where I think we can probably squeeze another couple years out of the current gen as far as Xbox and PlayStation go. It's about due time for an upgrade there. Because when Zelda,
I'd say about 9 years overdue for
yeah,
that.
because when Skyward Sword came out, I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't be bothered to take my Wii out of the closet to play Skyward Sword. It's still in there, it's in its spot. But as far as being able to upgrade software and kind of pretty much change your whole system just through software upgrades nowadays, they're doing a good job as far as that. Being and integrating all these new apps and things like that, and being able to watch YouTube, and just they keep adding more and more and more every update. And not everybody is happy with all the updates that they're getting. Like Van, we talked about your Netflix and how it got ruined, but
It wasn't ruined. I just didn't like the update.
did not like the new experience. But so I think for everything that they improve, they maybe set back somebody a little bit. But I think all in all, the improvements are getting better and better, and they probably have a couple more years they can milk out of the current gen. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. No, I agree. I think, like if you think about like God of War 2 or 3, which one was on PlayStation 2?
Two.
The newest- Which one?
1 and 2.
Two.
1 and 2.
Okay, so 2 looked amazing, and that was towards the end of PlayStation 2's life.
Yeah.
And PlayStation 2 was by far like the oldest system in that generation.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm thinking, looking at it from that standpoint, there's plenty of years left, or at least a couple left, and like Aaron said, with software updates and things like that, there's plenty of power that can be yet untapped and squeezed out of these things. From a consumer standpoint, I'd also prefer to not see newer gen systems just from, not wanting to pay extra money for.
Yeah, we all get
Amen
that.
to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I agree there. Yeah, I mean, it is one of those things. Obviously, there's a lot of emphasis put on graphics and that kind of stuff, and there are games that are pushing the kind of hardware and stuff. Battlefield 3s and stuff like that. But
Skyrim.
it's Skyrim, yeah, obviously, and at the end of the day, it's kind of like, well, there's got to come a point where there's kind of that kind of balance between still making great games that look adequate and literally being ready for like, okay, now we can't really kind of improve on anything unless we jack up the hardware and kind of give something more powerful to the people. But I think it's a good couple of years away personally.
I mean,
I prefer that. And
as far as games development comes, we've just pretty much tapped what the Xbox can do. Surely you want like a couple of years of producing games of that sort of quality.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Before moving on to it.
Well, I'd hope so.
I
don't think anyone's in any major rush for it. There's a lot of emphasis being put on it though, so
yeah,
who knows?
Well, we've got Mass Effect 3 next year, which we'll talk about, which looks amazing, and various other games slated for 360.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed it is a few years away, personally, but
I mean,
from a marketing standpoint, it makes sense too. It's if you realize that you can make more money off of what you have out currently, then why not do that before you put something else?
Yeah, exactly. And I think obviously, with this generation, the big thing, well, one of the main things has been HD gaming as far as consoles go. And I think, obviously more and more people own high-def TVs nowadays, but I still know plenty of people who are running their 360s and PS3s through standard def televisions and stuff. So, I think that's sort of...
That made me shudder.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing, though. It's like, I think, maybe that kind of side of the technology needs to catch up a little bit, wait for people to kind of adopt the HD kind of thing a bit more.
Yeah.
And, it's fairly widespread, but there's still a lot of people that aren't really getting the most out of the console they've got, So I don't know. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You always have that one friend who you're like, let's get together and play some games, and then it's like, well, we can't go to your house because you have the standard def TV.
Yeah.
Or we can't go to your house because you have trash on the floor.
Fuck off.
Boddingtons. Yeah.
You can't just pick up the trash.
Have you not at Josh's house?
Okay, it's way better now. Don't. We need to keep the show rolling.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try. Okay. Yeah. No, it's a fair point. There's yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone's really that prepared or that eagerly awaiting a next generation just yet. I think obviously.
You see, I think everybody's all hyped up for it. Oh yeah, like better games, blah 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 blah. But for like the first couple of years of development, games aren't going to be that much better than what they are now.
Totally. Yeah.
And I think it's more like the idea of it people want than the actual thing.
Yeah, true.
And kind of listening to that hype, it's kind of like they're going to get wound up, and then when it does turn up, it's going to be a big disappointment.
Yeah, true.
And
that's a fair point. Yeah.
If they rush it too quickly, whereas it would make more sense. I mean, the Xbox is still selling really, really well. It's had a redesign a year or two back, and they're really kind of jamming Kinect down our throats.
Yeah, just a tad.
So, it wouldn't make sense at the moment for them to sort of do anything to rock the boat.
True.
But talking of things to come, we've just had the VGAs.
Yeah, the VGAs. Video Game Awards.
Yeah.
Vajaz.
The Vajaz.
The VGAs.
Yeah. Well, you guys covered it on your episode 25, which we just listened to. Great show, by the way. You covered a fair amount of VG news. We're just kind of going to go skim over the kind of mainly the announcements and stuff that we kind of because we didn't really get to watch it because it's not something that's really televised over here. But
and if it is, it's at something like
you can watch it online, but it's
and...
ridiculous time. But usually we watch it, but this year I haven't, and we've just kind of picked up on the news and kind of the announcements and the trailers and stuff. But we're just going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that piqued our interest about this year's VGAs. So, what have you got?
There's a lot of trailers and stuff they're showing off, like
usually there is.
Yeah, sort of stuff for games that we've already seen. There was like the Mass Effect 3 one where it showed the gameplay and all that, and then
pretty cool.
Some new games being announced and games that are hinted at and released. But It was like one that really stuck out for me was the Last of Us.
Yeah, the new Naughty Dog
Yeah,
game.
yeah, because they've split up into 2 teams now. One
Yeah.
working on Uncharted and the other working on this, I presume.
Yeah,
What did everybody think of that?
yeah,
That kind of gave me a more high def Dead Island vibe
yeah.
without being on an island. It's kind of it seemed like
Yeah.
it could have almost been a sequel to Dead Island. I'm not because they didn't really show any gameplay. Obviously, it was just a trailer. It seems the direction they're going with it though has a lot to do with just that the whole fight for survival.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
kind of a mix of Dead Island and what's it? The fucking
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of has that vibe. Yeah. No, I think it looks pretty cool though. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
obviously we haven't got a lot to go by yet because there's no
No.
real gameplay.
I mean,
there,
it has a sort of like an emotional tone about it, and it looks like maybe they're going to try and steer it in the sort of direction that the Dead Island trailer went, but the actual game
game's
sort of
did
veered
not-
off from.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
But,
that's true.
So it could be another letdown, but see, then again, Dead Island wasn't a letdown. It was just a different direction that still worked out in the end. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You know,
agree,
but I think we did the news story about Dead Island being picked up for a movie based on the trailer, not the actual
Yeah.
game.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
yeah, but that's cool. But and you know, the girl looks like Ellen Page,
yeah. No, what's with that?
so
A little strange.
that's cool.
Thumbs up?
I'm looking forward to that. Being a PlayStation owner myself, I'm probably going to
Yeah,
pick
I'm
that
interested
up.
to see what it goes. I mean, you know, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other one is BioWare's new game, which I'm dubious about saying BioWare's new game. There's sort of air quotes going around that. Command and Conquer Generals 2.
Well, that we did mention the kind of announcement of the rumor of the whatever, was that it was a Command and Conquer game that they were going to unveil at
Yeah.
the VGAs.
And they did.
Yeah,
We called it.
sort of.
Somebody else called it.
Yeah,
and they said
we just kind of-
we jumped on the
Yeah.
bandwagon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is from BioWare Victory.
It's pretty funny though when we talking about it now, but when you watch the fucking teaser trailer, it is literally a teaser.
It's about 10 seconds and there's no gameplay or anything.
It's running on Frostbite 2, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
running on Frostbite 2 engine.
So it'll look great
Um,
on PC.
Yeah. I think it's PC exclusive.
Oh yeah, dude, it is. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So-
So it's gonna look great.
Of course it is,
Well,
because the only way to play RTS is on PC.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
pretty
They,
hard
they've
to
tried putting a few on
Yeah.
consoles and it's not really worked. But
Impossible.
my big worry about this is it was Victory Studios who were in charge of Command and Conquer, and they've now been bought up by EA and rebranded BioWare Victory. There's so many other studios have become, and you know, I'm an old school BioWare gamer. I don't know if I've mentioned that before.
In passing.
You alluded to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love BioWare, and BioWare has this rich pedigree of like deep RPGs and stuff, and now it's no longer a studio, it's a brand.
Yep.
And we're kind of veering off topic, I can tell by that look that Dan's giving me, so I
No,
won't go
it's
into
fine.
it.
No, go ahead.
But you know, they say it's the latest game from BioWare. Is it really from BioWare?
Well, yes and no. I mean,
In name, but
yeah.
you know, I have a feeling that Mass Effect 3 might be the last kind of like really in-depth, story-driven.
I don't know. Haven't they announced Dragon Age 3?
Yeah, but have you seen where that's been going?
No.
That's gonna.
Let's be honest. I've not really been following it, but I kind of know that they've talked about it.
Oh,
so.
there's mention that Dragon Age 3 may be getting multiplayer as well, and at that I just kind of like,
Okay.
I just kind of stopped listening.
Yeah, that's the influence EA has on them.
Yeah.
You know.
EA evil.
Yeah.
But don't rule them out. They can make a comeback. They have a lot of franchises that they have on tap that they haven't used yet. So
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Jade Empire 2 where I'm walking.
Okay. What else is?
Fortnite, new Epic game.
Okay.
What did everybody think to the trailer for this?
I was confused as hell by that. I don't know what to think of it.
Yeah, you should have seen my face. What the fuck?
Yeah, Dan watched it. He looked at me and he just said, "What the fuck?"
Don't get me wrong. I mean, it was yeah, I don't know.
For anybody who hasn't seen it, it pretty much the summary of it is just it's about survival from night to night is what the trailer looks like.
Yeah.
Which you scrap, you build things, and you just try to survive the night. Is essentially the concept.
Yeah.
I just don't know how that's going to be implemented in the game.
They've said that they have heavy influence from Minecraft. It's going to be that sort of like open building,
which sounds kind of cool, but then again, it could turn out to be basically the equivalent of Zombie Nights and Call of Duty. You know, it could be that game, a complete game, when they're selling you a full price tag. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it does. It kind of almost does have that kind of downloadable arcade sort of vibe about it as well.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
But do you know, at the end of the day, I think it's kind of nice to see Epic doing something a little bit different for change. You know, let's be honest. I mean, it's primarily been, you know, Gears of War, Unreal Tournament, and
meathead shooters.
Yeah, I mean, you've had Infinity Blade, which, you know, is pretty cool and stuff, but, you know, Bulletstorm. I don't know why.
Well, unlike Bulletstorm, Cliffy B seemed pretty proud of this one, so we'll give it a...
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I'm interested to see
it's
where
not
this
getting a
goes.
sequel, though, is it?
No. But no, Fortnite, I'm interested to see where this goes. Obviously, we've got a tiny little bit of a trailer to go by, but, you know, they're trying something different, and I think...
I just noticed in the title, it's Fortnite.
Yeah, Fort, as in
And
Fort.
building a fort.
Well done.
Mm-hmm. It might be spaced over 2 weeks. That would be quite clever.
Anyway, so no, interesting to see, because obviously influenced by a bunch of other stuff. You know how deep those kind of influences are. We'll see, obviously, but interested. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm sure we'll report back on more developments with this on future podcasts. But yeah.
Another trailer I saw that I kind of liked was the Rainbow Six Patriots one.
Yeah.
Have you played many Rainbow Six?
Not many, no.
I played a few Tom Clancy ones. I think the original Rainbow Six, but not really did much of it. I don't suppose it's really kind of geek material, is it, guys?
I think Van owns all of the Ghost Recon.
I had the Rainbow Six Vegas games.
Yeah, I think I had at one point. I don't know now, but yeah. I think that's probably the only one I've actually played, to be fair.
Yeah. But
Well, this one...
I kind of...
Sorry.
No, yeah, this one, it for want of a better way, it seems to be going through like the Modern Warfare terrorist kind of side of things.
It did have that kind of Modern Warfare 2 vibe of the whole airport thing, and it's not shocking stuff. Yeah.
But
interesting.
Yeah, it seems kind of cool premise.
It does look cool because it looks like it tries to make you feel sympathetic for the terrorist side of it.
Yeah, that's maybe you never know.
You know, more like a freedom fighter who's fighting the good fight, and you're kind of conflicted somewhat, and explores both sides a little bit.
Not to sound like a terrorist, but when you watch it as an American, they make valid points on the terrorist side, which is kind of scary, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know.
But what I liked about it is Tom Clancy games in recent years have sort of seemed more kind of like all sort of war-centric and fairly sort of one-dimensional, whereas they come from these books that have all these things and doodahs and whistles and bells and and Harrison Ford and Ben Affleck and
oh god. Yeah. Okay, Morgan Freeman. Okay.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be. Seems a bit deeper than like just the normal tactical team-based. Oh yeah, there are these guys. You need to go and get them. It looks like you said.
I could argue Splinter Cell Conviction was kind of maybe kind of the exception to that rule.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no,
looks like they're highlighting morality a lot in this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So. It was interesting. You know, I felt kind of. I don't know. Yeah, I felt pretty weird about watching that trailer and sort of. You know, a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know if that was the intended effect.
It probably was.
Yeah.
I was poking you.
Oh, that could have been it. No. So interesting to see what this really is, because obviously it's just a CG trailer at the moment. But
it's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
The last trailer that really piqued my interest.
Spider-Man.
No.
Well, we can mention it if you want.
I'm going to talk about the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, go on.
Can I just say, big robots invading New York.
Transformers?
Yeah. I was thinking something
I'm
like
watching it
Reapers from
right
Mass
now.
Effect. And, you know, it's kind of like, okay, robots and all this. And I've seen trailers for The Amazing Spider-Man film, and it's all kind of like, okay, we didn't see no big robots in that. It kind of feels like Beanox were like developing an open world Spider-Man game, and I said, yeah, good. And then the powers that be said, oh yeah, we're releasing a new Spider-Man film. Make this game about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they've just kind of like plastered the upcoming Amazing Spider-Man image persona thing on their game. That's kind of what it looks like. I'm not saying it'll be bad.
Unfortunately, it could turn out like Thor. So we'll have
Yeah.
horrible games.
Well, when it comes to Spider-Man's had a decent run as far as video games go, compared to other comic book heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's more because this is kind of like going back to open world because the last couple of titles.
Yeah, I do miss the open world.
And Web of Shadows, I loved.
I love that game too.
Yeah, that was so
Oh,
awesome.
it was so fun.
Should we leave you two alone for a minute?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Should I hand you a towel?
Just like hours of just randomly fighting all those symbiote monsters in the streets.
Yeah.
Just oh god.
It is a nerdgasm.
Yeah.
minefield.
I really enjoyed that game.
So I'm
Sounds
hoping
like
this is
it.
more. I'm hoping this is kind of like feels more like that and Spider-Man 2 and
Yeah.
going that way. So it could be good.
If so, then yeah, it'll be a good game.
We'll
And then
see.
He'll be wearing the Spider-Man outfit from the new movie.
Pretty much. But yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what was the?
But yeah, the game, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Okay, where do we begin? Metal Gear Rising was scrapped and then recommissioned as this.
Well, yeah, Platinum Games are now
Yeah,
behind that somehow. So
yeah,
that's fucking weird. But you know, they're pretty good at sort of ultra violent kind of stuff, and the trailer was fucking over the top, but like in a way that kind of made me think, yeah, I could probably play this. I mean, it's
it kind of had like a sort of an 80s sort of pulp kind of feel about it. I don't know why, but I know the whole kind of Metal Gear Solid thing was kind of referencing sort of Snake Plissken from Escape from New York and all that, and it had that sort of over the top sort of ness about it. Not saying it was anything like that, but it does seem like pretty mental.
Yeah, I mean, I watched this trailer and I was just kind of like, what the fuck have I just watched? But it was awesome.
Yeah,
I guess
the thing I took from it is if they didn't say Metal Gear at the end of the trailer, I wouldn't have known it was a Metal Gear game.
Yeah, true.
No.
It looks nothing like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's no sneaking around, which is kind of good because that's what I sucked with
Yeah,
in Metal Gear
exactly.
games in the past. I'm not stealthy by nature.
Wait.
See?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
To be fair, those games never made an ounce of sense.
Yeah.
No matter how awesome they were, I mean, what the hell every time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was kind of intrigued by this when they first announced it, and you know, showed some stuff. I mean, the trailer was cool.
It was the music at the very end. That sort of that 3-beat kind of thing that they kept repeating. You thought it would be the last time. No, they did it again.
Pretty much.
Oh, look, they just did it again.
It was a well over the top trailer, but you know, at the same time, you know, it has that kind of hack and slash kind of thing about it, and it looks like, I don't know, if you really think about it, it looks like one of those games that could get very tedious and boring.
Yeah.
But it does look pretty fun to begin with. So whether it's one of those games that if they can eke that out for enough time and keep it interesting, then yeah, I'm sure it's going to be quite a good game. But
I will say, from the very short amount of combat we saw, it seemed fairly sort of stationary, slashing.
It was an adult Fruit Ninja. That's what it was.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
With tanks and people.
Connect support. It's got to happen. So yeah, no.
So yeah, that was bizarre and over the top, and I recommend everybody watch that trailer if you haven't already.
Yeah, genius.
And that is the news. I am done. I am signing off for the year.
Hey.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Bye, James.
So
No, I'm going to hang around. for a
okay,
bit.
fair enough. You do that. Well, so we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be unveiling the winners of the second annual Games4all Awards. Back after this break. Hello and welcome back to the Games4all podcast. We are going to announce the nominees and winners of this year's Games4all Awards. I almost forgot what it's called. Start. What was that?
There's a little trumpet.
Okay, well done. That's awesome. So, for the last few weeks, we've had people voting on Facebook, Twitter, and through emails. and so we are going to announce who's won what. First of all, the category that we're going to start with is the best downloadable game of 2011, and the nominees for that are Rock of Ages, Stacking, Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet, Bastion, and From Dust. Now, over to James for the winner.
It's From Dust, isn't it?
Well, well done. That's you did a great job there. Anyway.
I'll do better on the next
Yeah, no,
one.
maybe you should sort of just make it a little bit more sort of.
5 points for James.
Yeah.
I'll get better.
Yeah. Okay. You do that fucking quick. Okay. Right. So, best indie game of 2011. The nominees are Rocket Birds, Hardboiled Chicken, Bastion, and Minecraft. And the winner is. Yeah, we'll put that in post. So.
Okay. Minecraft.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, keep doing that. That's
I
good.
know.
Yeah, you know.
Surprise.
I knew it. Oh, I'm so surprised.
Same here. I'm
Shock and
surprised.
awe.
I know
shock and
about a
awe.
million people that play that game. So.
There you go. It's right there. It's all good. So, the next one is Best Soundtrack / Score of 2011. The nominees are Gears of War 3, Deus Ex Human Revolution, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Crysis 2, and Batman Arkham City. Go ahead.
And the winner is Batman.
Yes!
Arkham City.
Yes.
So-
The
Actually,
score was so good.
it was amazing. Like all the games listed on there had a beautiful score, but Arkham City just had something extremely special to it. Like as soon as you start the game, just the menu alone, it's just
Yeah,
like, it's better than
I-
most things I've heard this whole
Yeah,
entire year.
James got through plenty of Kleenex just on the main screen, I think. Didn't you?
When I first put the game disc in and switched it on, and the main menu started, I thought, "Oh, this is cool," and I did sat there. I did sat
You
there.
did sat there, did you?
I did sat there. I did. Well, he sat there
Right, Farmer.
and listened to it all the way through and did the whole rotation thing, and yeah, it was glorious.
Okay, so beautiful, nice, good story, bro. Okay, so the next one is best sound design, which you've explained before is not music. It's pretty much sound effects and stuff. So the nominations for that are Crysis 2, Gears of War 3, Dead Space 2, Portal 2, and Battlefield 3. And the winner is
Battlefield 3.
yeah, fair dues.
Nice.
Yeah, it had a pretty decent sound design. You can't really argue there. I mean,
That's
you know,
one thing I think DICE do really well is
yeah, I mean,
they do a lot of research. They've
a good sound design can really engage you with the game and get you involved in it and stuff. But I mean, I think like obviously we had a lot of hatred towards Medal of Honor last year, and but I think the one good thing about that game was the sound design, and that's sort of obviously carried over into Battlefield 3. So
yeah.
interesting.
Did Portal come close at all?
Did Portal come close at all? Yeah, I think fairly close. Okay. Next one, best graphics of 2011. It's a fairly biggie one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, lots of bragging rights here. So Dead Space 2, LA Noire, Gears of War 3, Uncharted 3, Crysis 2, Rage, Battlefield 3, Batman Arkham City, and Skyrim. And the winner is
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
best graphics.
I
Yeah.
think all of them had awesome graphics in their own right, but overall, the choice was clear. Skyrim. It's as far as an open world, a huge world, everything looking great, smooth. That's where it's at. But I
That's
think
why we gave it to Red Dead Redemption last year.
Yeah, that was the big argument. A lot
Yeah.
of people were like, "Why the fuck did you give it to Red Dead last year?" And when you think about it, the world itself is just huge, and to have a game that open that looks that good is not
Exactly.
easy. at all.
exactly.
It was between that and Battlefield 3, but
Yeah, of course.
but yeah,
Mind you-
when the world is taken into consideration how huge it
Yeah.
is.
Absolutely.
Actually, as much as I love Skyrim, and I do love it, my vote actually went to Batman Arkham City, because, again, that was just so detailed. But anyway, that's not what won. What won was Skyrim.
Yeah.
Well done.
Indeed. Well done, Skyrim. Okay. So the next award is for...
A little bitter.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm
Crying to a pillow.
Sound like
Yeah,
Van over there.
You're crying to a pillow, James.
Shut up, Josh. I was actually getting ready to say the same thing, but
Yeah.
Okay. So the next award is for Studio Developer of the Year. The nominations are Rocksteady, Crytek, Double Fine, Naughty Dog, Visceral Games, Rockstar / Team Bondi, DICE, Epic, Valve, and Bethesda. Well, we all obviously know it's not going to Team Bondi, but hey, okay.
No. It's Bethesda. Where goes the best graphical game? Goes to the team behind the best graphical game.
Well, when you think about it, Studio Developer of the Year, obviously they've produced developed a massive game like Skyrim, but they put out a lot of stuff this year, you know.
Yeah.
It's like Brink and Rage and stuff, you know. Done a lot. Been busy.
Yeah.
So I think based off that, they kind of deserve it.
But yes, Skyrim, amazing.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay then, here's where it gets a little more interesting. Most anticipated game for 2012. So next year, what are we most looking forward to? The nominations were Aliens Colonial Marines, Prototype 2, Prey 2, The Darkness 2, lots of twos, Tomb Raider, Mass Effect 3, and Bioshock Infinite.
Oh, I was really hoping for a Cozy Fire 2 in there somewhere.
Sorry.
Aren't we all?
No kidding, right? That's what I'm saying.
I missed Sneak King 2 off that, by the way.
Oh, that would have been cool.
And the winner is...
Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, that's pretty much where it's going to go.
Victory Tomorrow.
Yeah.
A little bit bitter.
No, actually, no. People voted for Bioshock Infinite too. So, you know.
You voted for Bioshock
Yeah.
Infinite.
I voted for that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. I'm sorry.
It's the first real Bioshock sequel.
But Mass Effect 3 is probably one of the only games I pre-ordered day one. So
There you go. I think a lot of people.
N7 edition.
Mm-hmm.
Hells yeah.
Oh, you too. Okay, so the big one, Game of the Year 2011. The nominations are Crysis 2, Uncharted 3, Infamous 2, Rage, LA Noire, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Batman Arkham City, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Gears of War 3, and The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. I think you know where this is going, and the winner is...
We crunched the numbers, we delved, we deliberated, we cried into pillows.
You didn't say that.
And in the end, there was a clear winner by a head and tail and scaly wings. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim!
So,
Hurrah!
alright, mate.
Cheers.
Roda!
Was Roda!
So, Skyrim, the clear winner of, I think pretty much you can unanimously say it's a Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think it should have been Madden.
Yeah. Oh, we missed the trick there.
Sorry. Or Call
Awesome.
of Duty.
No.
So, jokes. I joke.
Okay, so...
I love the fact that you loved Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
I did. It's good.
And when it came up to Game of the Year, no.
Well, no, it's it really isn't Game of the Year material, I don't think, personally, but...
It was Game of the Year a few years ago when it first came out.
Exactly, there you go, yeah. So, no, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. I mean, it pretty much turned out, the way we expected, I think, well, the way I expected, so that's that for another year. So, obviously, be interesting to see who's up for nomination next year, but we'll got a year to go until we kind of deal with that side of things. But this is pretty much rounding up the show. You can take a few minutes to go around, talk to everybody, and see if there's anything that from this year that we wanted to mention that really stood out about this year in gaming, highlights and stuff. What is your biggest gaming highlight of this year, James?
Come back to me.
No, okay. Anybody else?
Josh.
I guess I'll go with Skyrim since I bought it. Paid money.
Waited in line and paid money for it.
Yeah. It's good. I think a lot of people would pick Skyrim as probably the, yeah. I suppose a lot of people pick Call of Duty.
I've seen a lot more even non-gamers come out of the woodwork for Skyrim than I have for just about anything else.
Yeah, same here actually.
Possibly like things like Modern Warfare, which are pretty they're pretty common. Most people, it's kind of
accessible.
Yeah, accessible. Like a lot of people get into those, and they play them, and that's great. But like Skyrim is one of those kind of games where it actually takes some know-how, and you need to know a little bit about gaming. You need to know some detail about it in order to get into it and have fun. And I've seen a lot of people jump into it like this is like their diving board of Skyrim, and that's an excellent thing. That excellent thing to see in gaming is when people can actually grab something like that, latch onto it, use that as their vehicle to get into gaming, and still enjoy it. Come away from the experience, be like, wow, that was amazing, and then continue their lives as gamers.
Yeah, it has the whole escapism factor because it is basically a life of slaying dragons, and anybody who ever kind of like pretended to be knights and all that when they were little and all that they kind of get an understanding of this, or anybody who's seen a Conan movie.
Yeah.
We're sort of like, yeah, I could get into that. I could swing swords and shit. That's kind of
Skin stuff.
Skin stuff, yeah.
I love stabbing people. It's great.
Oh yeah. Especially...
But I agree. I think I've seen a lot of people that don't strike me as gamers. People I know that have, been going on about Skyrim, and it's like, really, I didn't think that you'd be into that. But okay, cool, and it goes to show that. I mean, I think you go back a few years even, you wouldn't have had a game like this as publicized.
No.
We've had a pretty extensive ad campaign on television and online and stuff, and pretty much everywhere you can think.
Live action commercial.
Yeah, exactly. That you wouldn't have really got that quite as in your face several years back. So it just goes to show how gaming in general has changed a lot in the last few years, and it's more. I don't know whether it's down to certain things like FIFA and Call of Duty, the really popular mainstream stuff.
You know what? Unfortunately, I think I know exactly why gaming has become so popular.
Zumba fitness?
No.
Okay.
It'll be for stuff like Farmville.
Yeah, the social kind of Facebook
social game, Facebook
That's
gaming.
not gaming. That's not
No,
gaming.
I know.
That
No,
doesn't fall
but-
into the gaming category.
No, but it's a gateway drug.
It's a gateway game.
Yeah.
Sadly, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really, because people who like those sorts of games don't, that's the kind of game that they like.
Yeah, you don't.
Like,
I don't
not
think you
like
often get
Skyrim
people.
or.
Well, yeah,
shooters.
I suppose it does seem a bit far-fetched that you kind of like sat there and okay, I've built a farm, now let's go slay a fucking dragon.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean.
Oh, sorry guys, I have to
I
leave
mean,
my farm to
That'd be
play
cool if.
Call of Duty. Yeah.
That would be cool if it was, and it got people into video games more. But, I mean, people who play Farmville play Farmville.
Agreed.
I don't know, though.
I would love to see a game that's kind of set up like a sort of garden creation, sort of Animal Crossing type sort of thing. Raising animals and building a farm and doing the whole kind of like sim, all that.
Harvest Moon.
Like Harvest Moon, yeah, that's the one.
There you go.
Right.
And then sort of out of nowhere, just have a big old fucking dragon. Just
People
The
like,
dragon
what the
comes and like birds down your farm and then
Destroys
Yeah.
your crop.
yeah,
There was no tutorial for this.
no.
maybe
Yeah,
they'll do that in
exactly.
the next Harvest Moon game.
Or like a message comes up saying, "Oh, check the storm cellar," and you go down there and there's like miniguns and rifles. And...
A series of dead bodies.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
In all seriousness, no, though, the casual gaming market's big enough to where it's kind of changed the landscape as far as, decisions that are made as far as software updates and things are sort of catering to that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
The
Yeah.
big social casual gaming experience is a big deal to the companies that are releasing updates and things.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, and it's coming across as like all aspects of gaming and development and all that because it is becoming more mainstream. It used to be the select few guys sat in the corner at the party talking about their level 12 paladin and what their kill score is and all that, and now it's become more socially acceptable because you like say, oh yeah, I play video games. Oh yeah, I play Farmville. That's like a video game. And,
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm actually going to branch this out to kind of what you guys do over at UGN. I think in the last sort of, 5 years or so, maybe even a little bit more, it's become a little bit more socially acceptable to be a geek.
Geek
as well.
chic.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it all kind of goes hand in hand, really, So I think a lot of people aren't as sort of ashamed about their geekiness. And
True,
that's sort of,
true.
which is awesome,
I'm certainly not ashamed of my geekiness.
No, I know. You've proven that on numerous occasions on the show.
Speaking of geeks, I have a message for Zeke.
Oh,
Yeah.
After listening to the last show and his recommendation for Christmas gifts of the Star Wars saga on Blu-ray.
Here it comes. Oh dear. You're on trouble now.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I was just wondering what is it you're wanting to say.
I listened to that. I listened to your argument. I thought you had a valid point, so that is why I asked my parents to get me Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray.
Extended
Nice.
edition.
Extended
Yeah.
Well played, sir. Well played.
I usually don't use such foul language, but go frack yourself.
Oh dear. Okay, let's try and keep it game related if we can.
You're
It's
done,
all good.
Zeke. You're done.
Good. Yeah. I thought he wasn't invited.
He
Anyway.
wasn't. He
He
definitely
sneaks on.
wasn't.
He has a way. He has a way of
He's
inviting
never
himself.
invited.
Yeah, okay. All right then. So, has anyone got anything else to add? Because 2011 has been, a fairly decent year for gaming. I think, we've had some really, really kind of every year you get decent titles and stuff, but like we've had sort of semi-groundbreaking with new technologies kind of stuff coming in, like with LA Noire and the kind of facial animation stuff that's been going on there. Obviously, it's a way off from looking as amazing as they want it to be, certain things like that. But is there anything that's kind of taking you by surprise this year? Perhaps, I don't know. I mean, I think for me personally, Dead Island was a big surprise this year.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think this year, 2011, kind of started the war of the handheld mobile gaming
That's
atmosphere.
also,
It's because you have so many more people into iPads. You can play games on your iPhone. You have the the 3DS, which should have been a success, but kind of like somewhat of a failure, which sad news. But they're kind of turning it around, and like. That was just a surprise, like how poorly the 3DS did compared to the iPad and the iPhone and things like that.
Yeah, I think we all kind of figured that, Nintendo can do no wrong. The 3DS is going to be successful no matter what.
Yeah, so this year was definitely a game changer when it comes to mobile portable gaming, and then we're seeing the PlayStation Vita come out next year, and we're just waiting to see what's going to happen, because at this point it seems like it's just a toss in the air what's going to happen.
Well, it's an interesting landscape, because a lot of that is coming down through apps on these mobile devices now, iPod Touches, iPads, Android devices, and everything like that. So much to where there's whole phones, whole devices dedicated to being marketed as a gaming phone or a gaming device, like the Xperia Play.
Yeah.
And some of the other, there was an Android one too that was mainly geared towards gaming. I forget what it was called.
It was probably a piece of shit anyway.
It probably was, Engage type of thing or something like that.
Yeah.
But either way, we're seeing a kind of the game's changing, where it's not just a Vita or a 3DS, but we're talking about what kind of apps are available for these mobile devices, and how far can these mobile devices go with it?
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo themselves said, I can't remember if it was this
it was
year or
last
last
year.
year.
They said that they were shitting themselves over the main competition they feared was Apple.
Yeah.
Over Sony or anything Xbox were doing, and Microsoft and that. So they figured that that Apple is their main competition now, and I think honestly that was pretty accurate on their behalf, because. The kind of failure of the 3DS and the popularity of especially the iPad 2, because the graphics capabilities of that are much better than the first one. And
look at the stuff they're up against. Like a baby monkey riding backwards on a pig. and
yeah, I take it you guys heard that episode.
Yes, I did.
Holy shit!
And Finger Ninja.
That's crazy.
But
Well,
they
how
have
do you compete
Infinity
with that?
Blade 2, which is better.
Yeah.
It's better than some of the games out on current.
Dude, I fucking played some of that this week, and I was damn impressed. By Infinity Blade 2.
There
Really
are
good.
serious almost console quality games available for these devices now.
It is shocking how good that game looks. And
They're not just gimmicks anymore.
Yeah.
And of course, next year we're supposedly getting the iPad 3. So,
Well, we'll see about that. Yeah. Obviously, we're not getting into rumors and speculations. Not on this show.
no,
Not at all.
perish the thought.
We wouldn't do that. But no, it has definitely been. There's been a lot that's kind of stirred things up this year, and we mentioned a few things earlier. Obviously, Sony have put people on sort of high alert as far as hacking and stuff goes, because obviously that was a major clusterfuck for them. But it's just, I think overall this year so much has happened, and I know you probably don't even think about it at the time, because you're kind of worried about the moment. But we've had a lot of stuff as far as gaming and the way gaming's gone developed wise, and just kind of this year has been pretty big, I think, overall. And definitely like the mobile gaming side of it is definitely, there's been big developments on this year, and I'm shocked at the kind of, I am really actually shocked at the kind of failure of the 3DS. I can't really believe it still, because
it seemed like a dead cert.
But then you say that, but then there's been I think last episode we do the chart, and there's 2 3DS games in the top 10, which has never been seen before.
No.
Since it came out. So obviously the popularity is kind of getting there. I think it's very, very slow at this point in time, because it is kind of still probably out of some people's price range, and I know a lot of people I've not actually even used one yet, but I think I know a lot of people who weren't as impressed with the 3D as they thought they were going to be, and all kinds of things like that. So it is a bit hit and miss. I think a lot of people, some people love it, some people aren't too fussed about it, don't want one. But
I think in the end it'll be a slow burner, because Nintendo do kind of like rule the roost when it comes to portable gaming.
Yeah.
It may take some time. I have no doubts that it will be the handheld to beat still. But
we don't know. We still don't know about the Vita though. That's the thing. Sony could potentially pull it out of the bag, and that's something I wouldn't have ever thought I'd say, because obviously the PSP has been a phenomenal failure, I think, from day one personally. But and the various iterations of the PSP.
The PSP Go was pretty much a nail in a coffin right there.
Yeah, exactly. And for them to come up with the Vita was actually, this year's E3 was probably one of the most impressive things I think I saw to come out of E3 this year. And so personally, I think there is some potential there for them to do quite well. But I think it's a shame with the 3DS. I mean, I think what the problem they had was that obviously
the console is only as good as the games.
The software side of it. It's not the hardware, it's the software that I think they've been struggling with. And there's been very few games come out for it, and they need those killer titles that are going to really sell the consoles, sell the handhelds to people. And I think we're just kind of starting to get that with like the Mario Karts and stuff and what have you. But yeah, I still think they need to push a lot more of their first party content, the really popular stuff. Yeah. And
like you said, with the Vita coming, we reported last week about sort of the sales numbers for Uncharted and how popular that is. Of course, flagship title for the Vita there's an Uncharted game on that,
Golden Abyss. Yeah.
So,
definitely one of the best looking things that they've demoed on it so far. So
the ball's in anybody's court.
Indeed.
Balls all over the place.
Fair enough.
I think it'll be a pretty epic battle next year between handhelds.
So that's been this year. We're looking forward to obviously next year. A lot of what's to be kind of to be seen. We just want to thank everybody who's listened to our show over the last year, supported us, downloaded our shows, interacted with us. Not that many people have, but I want to thank you guys over at UGN for being a part of our show, being partnered with us and working with us. We love what you guys do. We really appreciate you guys coming on the show and supporting us as well.
We'd like to thank you for putting up with us and doing all the amazing things you do, and promoting us and everything from week to week. Because
it's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. It's all good. We're just really happy to be affiliated with you guys, and
totally
definite mutual respect there. So I have a quick announcement to make before we end the show.
Yeah, here it comes.
All right, don't big it up. Basically, this is going to be my last show for a while, and so when we return, we're going to take a sort of 2-week break, as we usually do around the holidays. When the show comes back in January, I think January 5th or 6th, I think the first show is, pretty much James and Michelle are going to be taking over with the...
Flying solo.
Yep, flying solo. So basically, I got engaged recently, and me and my fiance are having a little baby boy, which is going to be due very early January, so I'm going to have to take some time off. And,
congratulations!
All right.
Yay!
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. And I think this moment was always going to come, and I just feel like I need to step back a little bit from doing the shows, obviously, to spend more time with my family. But I'm still going to be updating the website and editing the shows and stuff, but it's pretty much going to be James and Michelle running the show. So
So yeah, I'll kind of keep the engine ticking. So if you know what, if you want, you can probably just kind of like tune out and come back in March or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think
every
around March time I'm thinking a couple of months out, but
Yeah.
around March time I think I'm gonna come back if that's possible. So
But it'll be interesting. It'll be mostly me talking to myself, as Michelle doesn't say much.
nah, it's all good.
You're
You
going to
guys
have a lot of editing to do, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my job still. So wait, he's a tiger.
I'm so excited. I literally
The
cannot.
tangents won't get stopped in time.
No, I know. That's it. But
Yeah, I have a very sort of strict list, and Michelle has been given orders to sort of keep me at bay.
yeah, it's gonna be fine. You'll be fine. It's all good. So
There's
no,
whips involved, and not the kinky kind.
and Nickelback CDs.
And
Anyway, we'll
Nickelback.
get back to that.
Ugh.
That's fine. Anyway,
No,
right.
that's
So
torture.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Glad I won't be around for that. Anyway, but thank you to everybody who's listened to this show and our previous shows. Please head on over to Games4allpodcast.com, show your support, download some more episodes. You can check us out on iTunes, just search for the Games4all podcast. There you'll also be able to check out our video podcast, Games4all Extra. We haven't done too many episodes of that lately. I think the last one was the Halloween special.
Yeah.
Yeah, so please check that out, because James is pretty much sworn that's never going to happen again. So, let's milk it for what it's worth, let's be honest. But yeah, also...
If I'm going to suffer like that, I want people to see it.
Exactly.
So make
Yeah,
sure
exactly.
you damn well watch it.
Yeah.
God damn you.
So podcast at Games4allpodcast.com if you want to email us. Facebook.com/Games4all podcast if you wish to like us on Facebook. And we're on Twitter, twitter.com/Games4all or at Games4all. And don't forget, the 4 is a number.
Yay.
I
I have to
I was
remember
gonna
to
say that. Yeah, don't forget that.
The
Yeah, you
four
can't-
is a number.
How could you forget? So thanks again to our fantastic guests from UGN, Aaron, Van, Josh, and Zam. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you guys on, and hopefully we'll meet up again sometime in the near future on a show, do some work together and do some stuff. That'd be cool.
I may need some
Definitely
help.
sounds like a blast.
Yeah, awesome. We'll come on yours next, I guess, like your show next.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. We can ransack your show and
Because that works
Derail
so well
it.
before.
yeah, exactly. Why not?
I'll try to go to 20 this time.
Yeah, you do that. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raise the bar, literally. Okay. So, thanks again to everybody. This is me signing off, and
I will see you in the new year.
James and Michelle see you in the new year, and I will be around, still around at times, and back in around March time. We'll see how it goes, but
Lurking.
yeah. But thank you to everyone who listens to the show. I've said that about 5 times now. But have yourself a great holiday and a great new year, and check out our good friends over at the Underground Geek Network, undergroundgeeknetwork.com. Fantastic folks.
We would appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Please go over there. If you enjoy our show, you'll probably enjoy theirs a lot more. Yeah. it's probably
Don't
true.
set our hopes too high here.
That's all good. So thank you again for listening, and goodbye.
Later.
Everybody's- everybody's-
Bye.
Later.
Go on Google, type in definition of an Englishman,
Yeah.
and the first entry that comes up,
Yeah.
cunt.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, God. Okay, and now I'm going to type in definition of an American and see what pops up.
Oh, don't. No.
Asshole.
Of an Englishman or an Englishman?
Englishman.
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 Wow, I just get Webster dictionaries. Oh, that's fucking not funny.
I remember typing the word failure into Google once, and I think the first thing that pops up is an image of
Nickelback?
George Bush. Close. Fucking close. Yeah.
Same thing, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
They almost had a riot on Thanksgiving when Nickelback played the. Not that I watched it, but they had the American football halftime show.
I think we righted for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because fucking Nickelback.
Yeah, this was 2002. Nickelback was on the radio.
Oh god.
And I was doing that time tunnel.
He
That's how I
sounds
knew
so
what year
old.
it was. Yeah.
It was 2002.
2002.
Nickelback was on the radio. That's how you
Walk
sound, dude.
barefoot in the snow.
Yeah. Explain what a do is.
I do. It's like a office party type thing.
I'm sure they probably got it. I just
Except we went to a kind of like a stately home hotel type thing. So it was all partial, carpets on the walls and stained glass windows and all that. And I just kind of like they were
Carpets on the walls?
Oh, tapestries. They're like rugs, decorative.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff. Like you get in stuffy English mansions and all that.
I think my carpet had more alcohol than I did. So.
Was it on the wall?
No, it just on my desk and my carpet.
Okay.
They have a full.
Does your carpet like Boddington's? I was going to check that we're still recording because I needed to have that Nickelback conversation recorded for my own personal use. Obviously.
Okay, you can use that if you want.
We'll just have to have Ernie Hudson permanent.
Happy Kwanzaa.
We actually had a conversation the other day, kind of going over our chances of getting him on as a guest.
Fucking Slim, come on.
I'm guessing
I don't know.
higher than expected. I don't think he's got a lot of work. He's not doing.
No, I was about to say, what's he been doing recently?
Okay. That's a good point. Yeah.
That's not fucking around.
Did you just knock your mic?
I just hit it with my ass.
What? How does that happen?
I was kind of backing into the seat and it's right in front of it.
You are.
Oh yeah, you guys have like the real microphones, like professional ones.
Well, you say that they're kind of held together with scotch tape.
Okay. Here's the update.
It's not even lying. It's true.
No.
Didn't even spring for electrical tape or anything.
There's a
It's
train
like
track
Domino's. Domino's delivery. Their pizza sucks, but if you order that shit online, you can trace like the whole pizza from start to finish to your door.
Yeah. See, this is quite amusing, really, because like you kind of your opinion of things like Budweiser is like quite low, and Domino's is quite low. We fucking love Domino's.
Yeah.
The fuck.
It's probably because they use a different like recipe there than they
Yeah,
here.
possibly. Yeah.
Because I mean, they probably have access to different ingredients. At least we all know what fags means, right?
Yep.
Okay. Glad we're on the same page.
But clearly, you don't know what fanny means.
No.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to educate you.
Fanny.
You're gonna have to because we usually either whether it's a fanny pack, which is wearing on your hip, or
See, we call fanny packs bum bags.
No,
Bum bags.
No. Hang on. Let's cut to the chase here. Fanny over here means
The fluffy front bottom.
yeah, the lady garden.
The lady garden.
The mint.
The
bush. We call it the bush.
Yeah,
the bush.
There was too.
The fairy kebab. The
Axe wound.
the screaming woman.
The meat curtains.
How long can they go? I want to see how many
roast
names
beef.
they have for it.
If it was a redhead, would you call it the carrot top?
Yeah.
The clunge.
Is that?
I
Did you
said-
just make that up?
No,
that's-
I wish
That's
I did.
actually that's
You
actually
say-
a thing. All right.
Did we say minge already?
We said minge.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you did.
Okay.
Roast-
The
Gash.
I think Gash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Velvet Underground.
Isn't that a band?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be. It
It's a
could
cover
be
band.
I get it.
Parsnip plantation.
No, that's not. I was supposed to go over to someone's house tonight and I forgot.
Fuck them. You're podcasting. How about
Okay,
you
so-
delete some of those from the wall, even though like it's new to the album.
It's fine.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah. Do you know what we need on our Facebook wall? Carpet. Anyway. Right. So I've
Make it all
got.
posh in English.
It'll be freaking well good. I'll be up for that. But anyway. For more episodes of the Games4all podcast, check out our website www.games4allpodcast.com.
You can also follow us at twitter.com/Games4all or check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Games4all podcast.
The Games4all podcast is brought to you in association with HostGator. For all your web host needs, check out hostgator.com.